What's up, Ken folks? Welcome back to another video. And we're about to go crappie fishing. So down here in the south, around I want to say right after January, here's where things get tricky. So it's still winter, but we right in that transition period where spring sometimes feel like it's here, and then boom, we have another cold snap. These time periods are where fish can be constantly, or is what I call it, constantly moving, or constantly going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So these crappie, they're hanging right around the areas they're gonna be spawning. On those warm days, they're gonna come up to the bank and they're gonna, scope, see where they wanna be, eat, just hang around. And then on those real cold days, they're gonna transition back, but they're not gonna go all the way back. They're just gonna go back a little bit. So like on little small lakes like this, small lakes with just small bodies of water, creeks and stuff, if the crappie have found their ways into it, this is what these days, those days where you get like a random 60-degree day, or you get a couple days it's like 63, 64, even get like a 70-degree day. Like tomorrow's supposed to be like 74 degrees. So tomorrow, you best believe the crappie bite is going to be on fire somewhere. It's just about being in the right place at the right time. So enough being said, we're about to go fishing. I got a bait I'm going to talk about. There's been a couple videos talking about this bait, but I've made videos on this bait before, just short form. And it is one of those baits that you need for this type of transition period, and it is a micro chatterbait. Why in the world do I need to throw a micro chatterbait at crappie? This thing, made by Z-Man, you can crawl it pretty slow. The key is you don't keep the rod tip up, because it works its way up. It's want to stay too shallow. So to keep it in the right depth, you need to keep your rod tip, fairly, midway section. You don't want to keep the rod up at all. But this is a good search bait for those crappie that's constantly moving in and out of these areas. When they get up shallow, they smack it. When they get on those flats, they smack it. Even around those areas where around trees, around cover, drains, anything that little blade and vibration can flick off of, these fish will absolutely smash it. It's just a god doggone crappie killer. I mean, people don't think those crappie will get fired up. This bait right here fire them up. Those crappie aren't always lazy. They're about 85% lazy. But when you catch them on those days where they're just fired up, this is the bait to do it. So we're gonna go take this bait out. This is just a little bone white crappie magnet. Not crappie magnet. Bobby garland I got on the back of it. I'm gonna see you guys once we get to the water. And yeah. Right, take out the 2 poles when it's windy. So, seeing him over here, let me know there's a bunch of bait fish right up in here. So we'll see. Yeah. There's a bite. They're going crazy back over there. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one, y'all. There's a fish. What is this? Larger. It's alright. We'll catch a crappie. Not the intended species, but we'll take it. We'll take him. A little largy. Pale joker. There's something. I knew there was something actively feeding on these bait fish right here. There's something feeding right here on the other side of this other drain. There's, ooh, that was a bite. Right up in here somewhere. This crappie used to get. There's a fish. There's a fish. Bass. A little largy. These guys might be, was up here keen on all the bait fish. Probably might have already came through today. And these guys are kind of just coming in, picking up. Look how fat that fish is. That is a healthy bass. That is a really, really healthy bass. Extremely healthy fish. So it's important to have a good sensitive rod, and you can sit there and crawl it. There's one. Oh, he came back and hit it. That's a bass. That's a big bass, because I was burning it. And one came and picked it up. I can tell it's a bass because he wants to jump. What is this? This might be a decent bass. Yeah, decent bass. One hit it, came off. I was trying to burn it in to get another bite. And look at that bass. Look at that bass. Oh boy. This is just too much fun. Too much fun, y'all. Not the intended species, but boy, this thing is catching fish. It's a good quality fish. Another good healthy fish. And these fish got these bait fish pushed up on this shoreline, and there's a drop off down this whole bank. This whole bank is like a shelf. And those bass, crappie are hanging at the edge of this shelf. Oh, that was a bite. There's one. Bass. These bass are just in here, y'all. You got bass in here like this. Look at this. Hundreds of, oh, he spit it. There's those little hundreds of little bait fish right here. Usually that's what those crappie will be wearing out. But these bass are just in here, and they can't help themselves. There's one right there. But very next cast. This is just a deadly bait. I know in the beginning of the video I said, you know, we was going to be going out catching some crappie. And we still might have a good chance of bumping into a few, but I think the bass are just heavy in here right now. And the crappie are not. Like, it just so happened this is where we're fishing right now. I was one hitting it. All right, thank you for watching today's video. If you stayed around to the end, I'm about to give you a little sneak peek of what's coming up next week on the channel. We're going to do finally a boat reveal on my John boat. She's not 100%, but she is about 85% done. What I want to do with her, it's just some minor touches that I want to do. that you guys will see upcoming. But it's just basically a breakdown why I made this boat the way I made it, why I went with it, why I did go with some of the popular things, why I did it away, and what's my plans in my future to kind of help you guys, you know, go get it. If you want to go get your first boat, get you a John boat. You can beat these things up. You don't have to dump a whole lot of money into them to get them, you know, nice. And just go out and just have fun. A lot of memories been made in this boat. But you guys will see that in next week's video. Appreciate you guys for staying, and make sure you hit that like button. Comment down what you enjoyed in today's video. Is it something that you want me to go further in detail in? Until next time, Country Boy Passion.